Welcome to the Cards and Coffee Podcast, the unfiltered, unedited, raw, I don't know, whatever. My hair is all sticking up. I need a haircut. So, there's been a lot of stuff happen. A lot of people wanted my opinion on it, and I'm just going to give it to you. It's pretty much what I'm going to do here. So, a lot of people wanted my opinion on play boosters, which I'll be completely, open about. I think it's going to be a net positive for everybody involved. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but whatever. What's it matter now? What's an extra 5-10%? I mean, make the boxes 200 already. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm just throwing my hands in the air at this point. So, I think it's going to be a net positive. It'll be a little bit more expensive. Probably, I'd say, if it's in line with what I'm not sure if they put out an exact price point. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would love to know. I didn't read a lot about it. Got the Cliff Notes. I've been really busy. We've been really scaling up the bulk operation with, the Alpha Quest series. It's been going great. Which started my gears turning with that, and I have another sorter coming, and I believe that I'm going to reserve another one for another company. So we're going to have all of them. Every single sorter known to man we will have. So, and then I'll have to get a different space again, another larger warehouse, and move again. Oh, man, every time I get settled, I'm like, okay, this is what I do. Every time I get settled, and it's like status quo, autopilot, let's go, we're grooving, I'm like, here's a wrench, right into the operation. Let's do a renovation. Let's move. Let's do this. Let's grow. Oh, my God. But that's business in general. So, play boosters. I think it's going to be good. It's going to add a little bit more value into the draft, a little bit more craziness, you can open a pack and get a $50 pack. You can open a pack and get nothing. But that's, opening packs in general. That extra slot in there with the list. I'm pretty sure you can draft with the list in there. It's going to add a little bit more unpredictability and stuff in with the draft, which is good. It's gonna spice things up for drafting, which is something that, unless you can't use that slot in draft, I don't know. I didn't read a lot on it. Been super busy, but I'm pretty sure anything you open in a draft booster can be used in a draft. You'd have to be psychotic to change that rule now. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be great. It's going to be great to remove the draft boosters, because do you have any idea how many draft boosters I have just sitting? Let's say if people in the store don't like a specific set, and I order very small amount of any draft boosters, in comparison to set boosters. My normal order for set boosters is 400. I get 400 set boosters, any set. I order 18 draft boosters. This has been going on for about a year and a half. I order 18 draft boosters. Yeah, 18. In comparison to my 400 set boosters. I just never ordered them because all I needed them for was draft. I sold 1 or 2, maybe 3 in store. In comparison to in store and release day, New Phyrexia, we sold 130 set boosters. And 3 draft boosters. So why am I going to stock something that doesn't sell? I mean, they knew. They know. They have the data. No one buys draft boosters. It's just for draft. So why not combine the two? It makes perfect sense. It's what I would have done. It's what I would have done a year and a half ago. So it's going to be net positive. Even with the higher price point, drafts are going to be a little bit more expensive, but you're going to be getting a little bit more value out of them. I know it's one less card. Calm down. I know it's one less card, but the amount of value you're going to get in that draft booster from the list slot and just from that in general is probably going to make up for that with volume. Not opening your 3 packs at draft, but when opening enough of them, which is great. I can't wait for the first set, and we do a mass box opening this way. I love figuring stuff out. That's my favorite part of this whole thing, figuring stuff out. I love being first. I love figuring shit out. So I'm gonna love doing a mass box opening, just figuring out the numbers and like if we can make money opening it, and if not, it happens. We don't make money a lot of the times, but I love figuring that stuff out. So that's gonna be a net positive. Ravnica remastered. Amazon, whoopsie, sorry, $137 a box. Yeah, sure, here you go. So that's gonna, I've had several customers come to me and be like, did you get in on that pre-order? Like me. I'm like, first of all, I'm not even really technically allowed to order stuff off Amazon to sell in store. It's just, technically I'm not allowed. So like, it's just a slap in the face. It really is. They fixed it, but like the damage was done. I'm not sure how many boxes sold, but like people's brains, they think that those booster boxes should be that price. When me as a store, I pay, I think it's $148 a box for that set. I pay. That's my cost. Now I have to make money on top of that to, support myself, my life, my family, and all that other stuff. So the boxes theoretically should be, I don't know, in a normal retail environment with MSRP, $210, like that would be normal. But it's not. They're not going to be that much. Relax. They're not going to be that much. So, which is why I think they should implement map pricing like Flesh and Blood does, but they would never do that. The game would just implode because no one would buy the sealed product. It just would just sit. And, like to compare it to Flesh and Blood with map pricing, we get booster boxes for Flesh and Blood anywhere between like 53 to like 59, depending on how much you order, which Flesh and Blood, if you order a lot of stuff, they do lower the price significantly, which is really good. But Magic does that too, but a little bit less in comparison. So, like, if I buy a Flesh and Blood box and I buy a crap ton, I get the price down to like $52 a box, and I sell them. Map is like 87 and change. So, what is that? Like $30-something in margin right there. I spend 50. I spend 55 to make like 35. The ratio there is like so big in terms of margin, as percentage wise. Like, it's a lot. Like, if Wizards of the Coast implemented that with the same amount of like margin, a normal booster box would have to be like $160, $150 map. It's like no one would buy that. Now, map is minimum advertised price, so that's the lowest legal amount you could sell the booster box for without getting your hiney spanked by the company. People still break map. It's all the time. I see booster boxes of Flesh and Blood on release going for $60, $70 a box. I see it all the time. I don't know why. And the picture's like on a table at a game store. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? I don't know, man. Ugh. Whatever. Stupid. So, with that being said, it's gonna probably impact my ordering amount for Ravnica. Just because the fact that I've had 10, 15, 20 customers come in my store and be like, I ordered it from Amazon, but I'm still gonna get a box, from you, no matter what. And I'm like, are you though? Because I've heard that in the past when this has happened before. And literally, I order a bunch, and then it's like, it just sits, and then I end up having to open it myself. which that's fun, but let's be honest, it takes away from a lot more of the business. Yu-Gi-Oh has been growing tremendously. Pokemon has been growing tremendously. Like double to what it was triple to what it was last year. So it's like, I don't want to have to do that when I could be putting my efforts into growing the other parts of the business that are currently growing at a rapid rate. And Magic's kind of just like flatlining. Not dying, but like it's not growing. It's where it is, and it is what it is. So definitely going to impact my ordering on Ravnica. And what else happened? Oh, Fallout. Fallout, whatever it is. The Fallout set for Magic the Gathering. Another Universes Beyond, which is great for the game on a whole, but when you're already able to order it off Amazon pre-order for almost what we order it for, directly on Wizards of the Coast, directly on Amazon's webpage for the Wizards of the Coast shop, it just sucks, man. It feels bad because it's like probably $10 more than we have to order it for. Put it to you this way, right now, Doctor Who Commander decks I could still get, but I have to pay $10 to $15 more for the product to get it. Which is why I do this. Let me show you. Okay, this right here is March of the Machine Commander decks. This is what drives the business. Opening stuff that people don't want. Next to it is Doctor Who Commander decks. Everyone wants these right now. Not everyone. A lot of people want these right now, which is why the price is a little higher. Me doing this and opening this can fund this. So it's like a double-edged sword. I have to open that product and sell it and spend... That's 50 displays right there. Let me get a little comfortable. That's 50 displays right there. Now that will take me all weekend. I know it sounds you're like, I could do that a lot easier, a lot faster. You can't. You can't. You can't. I have a machine, and I can't. Break it down. The amount of trash it generates is astounding. I fill my dumpster. We do 100 displays on average. This is a little bit light, just because we still have a lot of stock left. It fills up my dumpster, so it generates so much trash. The amount of Magic the Gathering products that are opened and in the New Jersey landfill, I have to have a whole section of the landfill, I'll tell you that much, or wherever they put it. I don't know where they put it. I'm just talking right now. But, like I said, in order for me to, like, buy things when things get hyped, when they raise the price, I have to open things that people don't want at a discount to then make money to afford the stuff that people do want. It's so confusing. But that's the life I chose. And that's the life you're going to choose if you want to open a game store and do it like I do it. With, like, it's kind of, I don't want to say risk-free, but it's hard work if you want to be able to have the stuff that people want. Because if you're opening a game store right now and you want the hottest thing, you want 10 displays, 20, you ain't getting it. Like, if you want the new Lord of the Rings collector boosters that are coming out, which we got our allocations back, and they're not that bad. They're pretty bad, considering we got cut in more than half down. That's pretty bad. But not as bad as Doctor Who. You're going to have to do stuff like this. You know, the more you spend, the more you get. And if I can make money opening a product like March of the Machine and selling it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it with any product I can make money with opening, even if it's 10%. Like, let's say we have a positive cash flow in the business for the month of 10, 15 grand. You better believe I'm looking at what I can open that following day and putting my order in. I'll be like 10% and that's it. That's what we can make right now. I scour everywhere and I'm like, okay, I got my target. This is the product we're opening this month. We're doing a mass box opening of whatever it is. We have 15K left. Boop. The whole thing. If it's a sure thing and I know it, I'm buying all I can. Why not? I know 10% sounds like a little, but 10% in this industry is kind of good. It sounds bad, but it is. And every so often you get a nice come up like Marcher Machine Commander decks. And then you're sitting pretty. But for every good thing, there's a bad thing. Cue Commander Masters, cue the, sad music. But that's the life of a game store. You don't know what you're getting. Life is like a box of chocolates. I'm rambling now. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.